I'm Rachel from Chokhmah Torah Center and the tutoring services where we teach biblical Hebrew. And I want to send a special shout out to the Malchut platform and the awesome Torah teachers on that platform. Blessings to you and your families. Now, we are in the season of Pesach. Yes, the season of Pesach. In fact, it is a few days away. And we've been looking at the letters that comprise the word Pesach. That's the Hebrew letters that comprise the word Pesach. And there is already, or I should say there are already two teachings. There's a teaching on Pesach, on the pay, pardon me, and there's a teaching on the Samech. This teaching will be on the CHET. Yes, that's awesome letter, CHET. And we'll talk just a little bit about the CHET. But before we get into the CHET, I just want to tell you where you can find Pesach, or a little bit about Pesach. Now, Pesach is Passover, and it's the account of the liberation, the deliverance of the children of Israel, the mixed multitude, from the bondage of Mitzrayim, that is Egypt. And the whole account is found in the book of Shemot, Exodus. You can find it in Exodus 12 specifically, the Pesach story, or the Pesach account, I should say, and all that awesomeness that happened there. So with HaShem and the miracles that he did, and that those strict instructions that the children of Israel were to follow before being delivered from that bondage. Now, the CHET, this is what it looks like. The Hebrew letter CHET, yes, and it's the third letter in the word Pesach. And with the Hebrew letters, they all have a dimension. They have height, they have depth, they have breadth. What I mean, the letters, each of the letters have so many meanings, so many awesome meanings. And I just want to highlight two special meanings of the CHET for this teaching. I want to look briefly at the numerical value of the CHET, and I want to talk about two words, or one word that speaks to the CHET. Now, the numerical value of the CHET is 8. But before I get into that, each of the letters of the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical value, and it has context, it has meaning. And in this case, the CHET has a numerical value of 8. And 8 speaks to the supernatural. It speaks to looking beyond our scope. You know, with 7, it speaks to a limitedness. It speaks to a cutoff. It speaks to an ending of a cycle, and so forth. That the 7 speaks. Now, the 8 speaks to beyond. So we're wanting to extend our vision, and the only way to extend that is to depend on HaShem, because that is where the miracles happen, and he alone is responsible for, miracles and the wonders that he does. And we read of the numerous wonders that he performed in the deliverance of the children of Israel from the bondage of Mitzrayim. And we know that HaShem remains the same. There's no change in him. And if he delivered then, and with miracles, he is still delivering with miracles today. And that's awesome. So Pesach reminds us of this awesome redemption with miracles, and the fact that HaShem still delivers with miracles extended today. Yes. And as well as the fact that the CHET also speaks to the word Chaya, Chai, or Chaim. And all those words have to do with life. And if you think of life, what quality of life would have in bondage, in slavery, being subjected to a higher authority that is not HaShem? That is not HaShem. What quality of life was that? But CHET speaks to Chaya, Chaim, life, lives. So it speaks to a change of life. It speaks to a differing, quality of life. It speaks to new life being breathed into dead things. It speaks to new life being breathed into the newness of freedom, of redemption, of redemption. I'm like, oh, and I said it already, but I say it again. HaShem is the same. He does not change. He does not change. He's the same yesterday, he's the same today, and he'll be same forever. There's no change, right? And we know that we can depend on HaShem. We know that this is the season of Pesach, of Passover, where we remember that deliverance. We remember where we're coming from. We remember that feat that he did to deliver, and we know that he is still delivering. I don't know what you have to be delivered from. There are many things. Myself, Rachel, I still have a ways to go, and I am just leaning on him because he knows me like no other, and he is the one who is able to deliver me from whatever I have to deal with, my defects. I call them my defects because we all have defects, and only HaShem knows how to rectify us, how to rectify our character, or musar, so that we can do our tikkun olam and rectify the world, rectify our spaces. So, Pesach, deliverance, miracles, life, new life, breath of life being breathed into us with a scope, the scope of newness, so that our potential, so that our purpose can be fulfilled in him. Isn't that awesome? And this is what Pesach helps us to remember, to conserve. We remember what happened, the feat, the deliverance, the instructions that he specifically gave, and we remember and we know that he still exists and he's still working today. So blessings to you and your family, and Pesach Sameach when it comes.